Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we're back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 59 and we're currently over here inside the new area of the base, the new section that we have created, ready to start recording another video. And I've got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I am really excited to start recording this video. This time it's because the first half of my week, okay, I'm recording this on the Wednesday, which is fairly late for me. The first half of this week has been crazy, okay? It has been all go. I've had people come into my house from abroad. I've been going off to London. It's been really nice weather, so I've been out and about. It's just been absolutely mental, and it's really nice to have a day today just where I've got nothing planned, okay? It's absolutely lovely. Got nothing planned, able to sit down, play on my favorite Minecraft server, which is of course Hermitcraft, and I'm just really excited to start recording a video. It's been 4 days since I've done any form of recording, so I'm feeling just a little bit out of practice here. But anyway, I've got a few things I just want to mention right at the start of this video. The first thing that I want to say is a massive thank you for 50,000 subscribers on the second channel. That's awesome. Seriously, it's very awesome. And as I say, bunch of cool stuff planned. I've got a few cat videos that I've recorded, so you've got those to look forward to. Obviously, also the live streams. And not only that, I've actually got in contact with a few companies who are going to be sending over some products so that I can do some more tech reviews, which is exciting because I love tech reviews. So plenty of stuff going on over there. The next thing that I want to say is Patreon. Now, I'm going to discuss this towards the end of the video, but long story short, your rewards are now being processed. Finally, I've got on with that. So your rewards are being processed, and I'll be going through all of those towards the end of the video. So you've got that to look forward to. But anyway, moving on. We have got some projects to do, and I think you're going to quite like them. Alright, so I was just heading up to my storage area, and I have walked past this little thing, which is cool. It looks like someone's been over to the base and they have dropped something off. Magic Sheep Farm by Xisuma. Right, I know what this is to do with, and I think we need to pay this a visit, but let me just give it a read. Do you need wool? Of course you do, and you'll be pleased to know my Rainbow Puke Magic Sheep Farm is complete. 896 sheep await. I had no idea it was that many. Shearing in an AFK-able, overpowered farm capable of delivering your wool needs. Visit the Nether Hub and head to the ceiling near the tunnels. There are signs directing you to the farm. No need to bring shears. Everything is supplied at the farm. That is from Xisuma. Now, I have seen Xisuma working on this in his videos, but sadly, due to the fact that I've had exams and things, haven't really been able to keep up with the hermits. So I have not seen the completed thing. And I think this is something that we're going to have to check out. I want to see what this is all about. So let's quickly head over there, using the directions that he gave us, and take a closer look. I can't tell if I'm actually going the right way or not. Xisuma is one of those sorts of people that always builds things absolutely miles away. So as it happens, we were actually just a couple meters away from the nether portal there, and I've just popped through. I can hear some sheep, and I assume that we are actually inside the farm itself, so... Oh my word! Oh wow! I can see why he's called it Rainbow Puke. This is amazing! This farm looks crazy. So how does this farm actually work then? We have ladders, and we have sheep, and they're being pushed around. This is crazy! I did not know that sheep could go up ladders. That's a really cool game mechanic that Xisuma has used there. I am seriously impressed. I am seriously impressed with this farm. This is an incredibly cool design, and I'm assuming what happens is that you stand here, you use the shears. Obviously the sheep are being cycled round, so you just have to hold the right click button, and then of course they all get pushed across, and they eat all the grass, they regenerate all their wool. So smart. Such a smart design. Now I'll tell you what. Down in the description, hopefully you can find some links to Xisuma Voi's videos of him building this, because, you know, I'm sure most of you would love to see the process. I myself am going to go back and watch all of those videos, because I want to see how this is done. It's such a cool looking farm, awesome looking room as well, but I love that game mechanic. That is such an intelligent use of that game mechanic. I'm incredibly impressed. This is one of the coolest farms I've seen for a very long time. I think it's because it's relatively simple. It doesn't use any redstone. It's not overcomplicated in any way, shape, or form. I like it. I really like it. But anyway, back to our own projects now. Moving on from the other hermit stuff, we're back in the mumbo jumbo. And in today's episode, I want to work on finishing off this area. Yep, it has been fun working in this little corridor, But I think the time has come, okay? I think we have done enough fun redstone contraptions. I feel like we have to finish it off and move on from this area now. So in today's episode, we're going to be working on something pretty interesting. It's something that I've never really seen done before. But what I want to do is I want to create a water room. Now, for those of you who have been watching my channel recently, you might have seen a video about an industrial water filler, bucket filler thingamajig machine, which went down really well actually. A lot of you really enjoyed the video. It was quite a lot of fun recording that video. I actually did a little real life segment, which was pretty interesting. Never really seen that done before. But I thought it'd be quite cool to build a water room in my base, where we have those machines and they will pick up the water from the buckets and things, and it should look pretty good. And I think I'm actually going to double up on the machines to make it twice as fast, just because we can. Simply because we can. I think that would be pretty good. So I think the first thing I have to do is, unfortunately, I've got to clear out this area to make way for all of this redstone. So I finished up clearing out the area, but I didn't actually have any torches, so this could get a bit messy, come to think about it. Oh, there's a skeleton in there. I don't know how he came into there, but let's just get rid of him. I've just taken out that armor stand. There is a zombie in there. So far, though, not spotting any creepers. Oh, wow, we've got ourselves like a mini mob spawner in here. Let's just take out this final guy. Come on. Right, so there we go. Let's light up the place. As you can see, it's a relatively large area-ish. This is going to be the central section here. So this is the place that we're going to be standing in. And then these two sections over here, which both seem to be very different sizes. Don't know how that's come about. But these are going to be for the redstone contraptions themselves, because they are 8 by 6 in size, I think. That's what I remember anyway. So that's what I've mined out. Obviously, we're probably going to have to change out these walls a little bit, just so that you don't see any of this exposed stone, because I want to have some of the redstone on display, because they're cool looking contraptions. And it's nice to see those sorts of things working. So that is the plan at the minute. What I think we should do now is we'll quickly hop into the redstone testing world, and I'll show you around the design. So here is the redstone contraption in question. This is what we are going to be building on the Hermitcraft server. In fact, we're going to be building 2 of them. Now, I'll try my best not to talk about this for too long, just because, of course, I did a video on it just the other day. You guys know what this is all about. This is all common knowledge to most of you, but I will put a link to that video down in the description in case any of you missed it. But anyway, if we just chuck our buckets into this top chest here, you will see that they all begin to drop down into the dispensers. We get some fancy redstone stuff happening. We've got pistons extending, some redstone torches going off, bit of redstone going on. And if we just pop down to this chest here, you can see that it's filling up with water buckets really quite quickly. Now, I will just say, it's not duplicating the buckets, in case you got all excited there. I'm guessing these are in there from earlier on. But it's a pretty cool contraption. It really is. And I can't wait to build it on Hermitcraft. It should be pretty cool. Despite the fact that this looks like a big mess of redstone torches, few repeaters and other bits and bobs, this is actually it. This is the full circuit. It looks considerably more unorganized. Just, it looks so disorganized when you're not using the colored circuits. You know, my different colors of wool, that makes a big difference, doesn't it? That's one massive tip. One gigantic tip that I would give to people that are getting into redstone. The first thing is play in creative mode, because it's so difficult. It's so very difficult doing redstone in survival mode. I don't particularly enjoy it. I mean, there's some days that I really enjoy making redstone in survival, but some days it just drives me mad. It really does. I forget the crafting recipes all the time, always run out of resources, drives me nuts. There's always places that I can't get to as well. That's another thing that drives me crazy. So definitely play in creative mode. But the most important thing is color code your circuits. Keeps your brain organized, and not only that, it makes your redstone circuits look really very cool. But anyway, all of that stuff aside, I'm not going to be giving any more redstone tips away. This is it. This is our full build, and this is the double module design. Of course, the right hand side is one module, and then the left hand side is another module. When you put them together, they work twice as fast, and hopefully we're going to get the other side working, the other side of the room all up and running, and then it should be working twice as fast as this, which means that we have got a machine that is 4 times as fast, which is just happy days. Okay, I'm super excited to start working on this side of the room so that we can get this all completed and have the most awesome water filling station there ever was. So anyway, I'm going to get to work on this one, and you know what? To mix things up, we're going to be doing a third-person time-lapse. And finally, these two machines are done. Alright, that did actually take a little bit longer than expected because, as I was saying earlier about survival redstone and all that sort of thing, I just keep running out of resources. I seriously do keep running out of resources. It's driving me nuts. I feel like I have to go out on one of those mining challenge things because I just keep on running out of redstone. And of course, we are doing quite a lot of redstone intense projects recently. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling the burn on that one. But here they are. These are the two separate for the minute machines. Of course, we are going to be linking these things up, but the hoppers are just going to go in the central sections here, and then I guess we could do some fandangled stuff above the ceiling to make sure that all of the items flow in separately into each one of the machines. So that is the plan at the minute, but I think before we do anything redstone, anything technical, or anything like that, I think it's about time that we actually clear up this room just a little bit because I am getting sick and tired of looking at it in this horrendous state. We've got cobblestone, we've got gravel, we've got torches. It's just a bit of a mess, isn't it? It really is just a little bit of a mess. Now, I have a pretty cool idea as to what I'm going to be doing for this room. I think we're going to be going for like a blue theme, watery, you get the idea. So that is the thought process behind that one. So what I'll do is I'll gather up some more resources and then we'll start work on it. Right, I'm just in the process of doing the finishing touches for this side of the room, and I'm really hoping that I get this water placement correct because otherwise all of the water is going to flow in and destroy all of the redstone. But there we go, we've got ourselves an infinite water source. So let me just pick up another one of those, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. I apologize, I'm going to have to smash that glass there. Right, and we just need to do the water on the other side, so that's one there and one there, and we've got ourselves another infinite water source. So now I'll just cover up all the rest of the glass, and that will be that side done. And now I have to say, I went for a slightly different design as to the one that I was originally considering. I was actually going to put iron all the way around the back there, but I placed a few blocks down, and it just did not look good. It didn't look good with the spruce wood. It contrasted way too much, so instead I have gone for the andesite. The andesite? Is it andesite? I'm fairly certain it's andesite. Yeah, it is. I'm getting better at learning all of those. So yeah, I went for that instead, and actually, I think it's ended up looking pretty decent. Let's just keep putting in all the glass here so we finish up the whole thing, and let's see. Yeah, that looks really good. That looks really very good. There's plenty of items and things flying about, but of course, they'll go at some point soon. Now, I know what you're thinking. That chest is inaccessible. We're going to be moving that. The hoppers are going to come out here, and there'll probably be a chest out the front. But as far as I'm concerned, that looks really very cool. So let's do the same thing to this other side here. So there we have it, ladies and gents. Both sides of the room are done. And I have to say, in a true British accent, I am properly chuffed. Okay, I really am chuffed with how this build looks. It just ended up looking a lot better than expected. When we first started building it, I was thinking, right, we're going to go for a blue style. The first thing that I did is start placing down some purple. It's not really what I wanted, but it's actually all come together really very nicely. This is a cool looking room. It's a great and fitting end to this little corridor. Of course, it's not quite finished yet. We still have the roof to do. And as I've mentioned multiple times now, we still have to link in an input chest. Okay, we need a centralized input chest that will take all of the water buckets that we place in, the empty water bucket, up and into each one of these modules. And that is actually going to be a little bit more tricky than some of you might first think, okay? Because if we have a chest down here, that means we need to item elevate them up, then split them off separately, and they need to be equal off into separate hopper strings that go into these separate sections, then they split off separately and equally down into these ones. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a headache. It is a bit of a headache, but I'm sure we'll be able to work it out. But first off, simpler things that need to be done, and that is the ceiling. Oh god, that's the first one I've seen in this episode. Ah! Oh, that was close. That was close. That was close. That was close. I seriously think it's about time that Mojang actually made the inventory bigger, because it's starting to drive me mad. The number of different block types that we have, and the amount of different stuff that you pick up when doing general things, it doesn't merit an inventory this small. I mean, now that we have loads of different rock types, like we've got andesite, granite, and then the other one that I can never remember, we have all that stuff, and when you're walking along just generally mining, like for example clearing out this area, it's taken up like 5-6 spots in my inventory. As soon as you start hitting ores and things as well, you're talking about 8-9 slots. It's crazy. It really is crazy. So that is the only thing that I will say about Minecraft in its current state is that I really do feel like a revamp to the inventory system is necessary, because as I say, there are far too many items to only have this many inventory slots. Just saying. A little bit more progress has been done out the backside of things. So this is the item elevator that I'm using. Generally speaking, I use the test 1370E to 9 million, whatever it is, elevator using the water and the glass and things. But this time around, I actually thought I'd change things up a little bit, simply because this item elevator doesn't have to be particularly tall. So what I've done is I've used DocM77 and JL's design, and by the look of things, it seems to work quite nicely. We have this little system down here, and then all of the items just go up through the droppers. And then the way that I'm actually splitting up all the items is I'm making it feed into a double chest, and then I will have a separate little bit of hoppers coming off. So I'll have one set of hoppers coming off this way, and one set of hoppers on the other side of the chest coming off in the opposite direction, and that should, in theory, split up all of the items equally. Now I have the same system over this side, so what I thought I'd do is just quickly run all of the hoppers across like this. It's not going to be particularly neat, but that can come from this side of the chest here, so we'll just run all of these across like this. Wow, I'm really going to need a few more hoppers here. I thought I had loads of them, but it doesn't look like it's quite enough. So yeah, all of the items will go into this side and then go off like that, and then all of the items on the other side will go off in the other direction and go into the other module. That's what I'm hoping, okay? My fingers are crossed. Hopefully, all of this works as planned. Right, ladies and gentlemen, bad news, bad news. I just did the first test of the machine, and it turns out only one of the 4 modules is actually up and running, simply because of the way that I've sorted out the items. The way that I did it, using the chest, the double chest, and then the splitting up of the items, only works when you put all of the items in at once. When you have like a slow trickle running in, it favors one set, which is a little bit strange, but it does actually make sense. And that's a shame. It really is a shame. It's a shame, and I don't really know what to do about it right now. I've been sat here for about 15 minutes trying to come up with a solution to this problem, and I haven't thought of one just yet. Before you start getting upset thinking that this project hasn't worked, it works, okay? Everything works. We just need to come up with a solution to this little problem, and it will all be done. And that's easy, okay? Trust me, when my brain isn't this tired, we will be fine. We will be flying, and this project will be absolutely rocking, producing huge amounts of water buckets. It's going to be filling up water buckets like nobody's business. But until then, it is going to be slightly out of action. But if you wouldn't mind heading down to the comment section, let me know your ideas of ways to fix this problem. That would be greatly appreciated. I really would love to hear them, because that would seriously help me out. But anyway, we are going to be leaving this little project behind for just a little while now, because, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we have got some Patreon rewards to discuss. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be heading over to Hermit Hills. I've got a bunch of signs to do, and I thought I would do that in time-lapse form while I have a bit of a chat. So on the screen right now, as you can see, I'm doing all of the signs for some of the smaller donators, so a massive thank you to everyone that has pledged that amount on Patreon. Honestly, and I know I say this every time I bring up the Patreon, but a huge thank you for the support. I mean, seriously, I'm overwhelmed by it. I cannot believe it. I really cannot believe it. And of course, I'm in the process of processing all of the rewards and things. For example, for those of you who did the $100, the $100 pledge, I'm actually working on your personal videos. I'm in the process of recording them, and those will be going out to you very soon, so that should be pretty cool. Get excited for those. But most importantly, for this episode, I have got a bunch of shoutouts to give, okay? Seriously got a large number of shoutouts to do, because everyone that donated over $40, they are going to be receiving a bit of a shoutout towards the end of this video. So, here goes. Right, the first person that we're going to be shouting out to is Sam Leadbeater. Thank you ever so much for your $50 pledge. And then we have Devarooks. I hope I've said your name correctly. Nathan JPC. We've got Kyle Stam, Thomas Baker. We also have Silverstreak, Alexander, and Kimberly Merriam. I hope I have said all of your names correctly. You have all been invited to the little Skype chat group, and I'm sure I've been talking to all of you. But massive, massive thank you for all of your pledges. All of you have pledged $50, which is absolutely lovely. The other person I need to give a shout out to is Fabian, who has pledged $40. Huge thank you to you as well. And then, of course, the big crew, the people that have donated $100. That is pledging $100. seriously was not expecting anyone to do that. I sort of put it on there as a, oh, we'll see what happens. But it turns out 5 people have. 5 people have done it. And that is General Mayhem, Velez, Andrew Lesmerises, Epic Stevenus, and Kevin Martin. Once again, I've been chatting to all of you guys on Skype. But seriously, I cannot say it enough. That is huge. Thank you ever so much to all of you. Now, about all of the rewards and things, the sticker pack is in the process of being done. I've sent the design off to the printer people, and they're going to be working on that, so it's now out of my hands, but they'll be delivering it to me, and then I'll be delivering them to you. As far as the personal videos are concerned, as I said, working on those. Everyone who is getting a special thank you personalized image, that has actually been done, so check your email inboxes. And there's a few other things that need to be done. No, I think that's about it, because of course I am working on the personalised steins as well, and also all of the names that go in the Patreon book. So there we go. That is this batch of Patreon rewards done. Hopefully, if I've missed anything out, then please let me know, because I'd hate for anyone to be disappointed. But that is it. That is it. So once again, just want to say a huge thanks for the support on Patreon. Seriously very impressive, and hopefully I can continue to entertain all of you. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that rounds up today's episode of Hermitcraft. I apologise that the project that we made didn't actually end up working fully at the end of this video. I so wanted it to. That would have been so good if we had actually got that up and running. But unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. It wasn't to be, but we will get it up and running, hopefully, by the next episode. That would be absolutely awesome. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.